Hello, hello. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Listen, no makeup. If you've watched the vlogs, you've seen me in the rawest form before. So thank you for coming back. I want to talk to you a little bit about mindset. How important is the mindset when we are going through things, when we are trying to achieve goals just for everyday life and living? Our mindset is so important. And it is interesting to me what James has to say about that. So, hey family, hey friend, thank you for clicking on this video. Please like, please subscribe, please share, please drop a comment down below. If you have any prayer requests, please feel free to put that down below. And I am asking for your prayer requests. I'm not feeling that well. This is why we're doing this in the Cozy Corner. My name is Flo. Channel is Flo Has Faith. And so I do inspirational videos on Monday, and on Thursdays I have been posting my health and wellness fitness journey. So let's jump into the second video talking about the book of James. We laid down some history. In our first video, we said that James is the half-brother, was the half-brother of Jesus. And we also talked about him being just a get right into it type of author for this epistle, for him being an apostle. And he just was straightforward, and his book is considered a New Testament version of Proverbs, packed with a lot of knowledge. And in the first chapter, there are two verses that I want to focus on for today. And the first one really talks about and defines a double-minded man. And it's easy to be double-minded, especially when you want to make some changes. And before, you've probably tried to make those changes, like my health and wellness journey. And maybe you failed in the past, so you're kind of doubting. But I want you to recognize James 1, and this is verses 7 through 8. It says, when you ask, you must believe and not doubt. Because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double-minded and unstable in all they do. Baby, it's tough enough to be double-minded and unstable in one area of your life. But to constantly say you're asking God for something, but at the same time, I'm ministering to myself, at the same time, you're doubting that it's going to happen. That is considered being double-minded. I want to just share a brief story with you about an event and a particular participant that our students engaged with, and then I ended up engaging with this person, because the whole idea of mindset, it's just shocking how we can have a mindset that influences what we think and do, because we have our minds set that a thought or a theory or an idea is true even if it's not. You can have a mindset that my shirt is red. You can argue me up and down that my shirt is red. You can, with passion, anger, hate, believe that my shirt is red, but it's purple. It's purple, baby. You can have your mind set on the wrong things. So we were at an event, and our students took one of the woman that was there. They took her blood pressure. Her blood pressure, the bottom number was somewhat high, but she proceeded to tell the students that she was having some chest pain. And so they're medical students. I was not there at the table at the moment. I was walking around trying to see who else was here, just doing some community partner opportunities. But next to them, there were also some clinicians from Drexel. So we never, if we're taking blood pressures in the community, we would never call an ambulance. I mean, unless somebody passed out and we needed to administer CPR, then fine. But if you're complaining of chest pain, we're explaining to you what your blood pressure is. We are suggesting strongly that you go to the hospital. We do not call an ambulance. First of all, you could call an ambulance and people can say they're not going. So it's a waste of time, money, and resources. So they grabbed a couple of other clinicians to speak to this young lady and say, hey, your blood pressure top number is fine, but the bottom number is around in the 90s. And when you say you're having chest pain, what does that mean? So they're kind of trying to understand better what it means. And they were truly concerned. Students, and these are first-year medical students, they truly had a concern for this participant. So when I walked back around, I was talking to students at a different table, and one of the lead students came over to grab me and explain to me the story of what happened with this lady. This was her blood pressure, and then she also said she was having some chest pain. So, and then they told me they had the clinician come over and talk to her, and she said she was going to go to the hospital, but she just wanted to walk around and enjoy the event. Right? Mindset. So when they told me who she was, they pointed her out to me. I said, let me just go talk to her. I'm glad that you guys had a conversation with her. I go over to speak to her, and she's a young woman, same age as my son, born in the same year. And she proceeds to say, oh, well, yeah, I did tell them I was having some chest pain, but I think it could be asthma because I had asthma when I was little and my allergies are bad. And then this is the part when we talk about mindset. She said, they don't really care. Those students don't really care about me. They are just upset and scared because they took my information down and they don't want to get in trouble. So I mentioned to her, first of all, because the data that we collect is your race, and we also collect your zip code. We don't have your name, we don't have your address, we don't have your phone number. There's no way for us to trace back to you, okay? And so I was explaining to her, no, the students were genuinely concerned for your health and well-being. They want to make sure that you are right, as I am too. Your pressure was a little bit elevated. You are saying that you are having chest pain, and this isn't the first time that you've had it over the past week. So you should seek some medical attention. But I want to just talk about mindset because for whatever reason, she believed in her heart that the students did not care about her. She believed in her heart that I did not care about her, that we were not genuinely concerned, and that for some reason we were only checking on her because we thought we would get in trouble if we didn't. Baby, your mindset can have an impact on everything. Your mindset, like, she did not go to the doctor right away. She then proceeded to walk around at the festivities. She went over to the ticket so she could get food. And then there was even a moment where some music came on. She started dancing. I want to talk to you about mindset because it truly does impact what you are doing in your life. If you have been saying that you trust and believe God, you have been praying for something to change and pass, but your mindset is fixed on believing that it really won't happen, but I'm just going to say that I'm going to trust and believe God. Baby, you're being double-minded. You're being double-minded. Another verse that I wanted to add to this conversation that I think is worthy too is in James 1:19 when he talks about the qualities that we need when we're in a trial, right? So if you think about, we need to have a mindset shift when we are experiencing trials. We need to think differently about stuff. We need to really truly believe what we are praying about, but we also need to do something that this young woman that I encountered did not do, was not trying to do. James 1:19 says, "So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath." And I wish I could have an ending to this story because I have no idea what happened to this young woman. I have no idea. What I do find is interesting too, talking to mindset, her mother was with her, and her mother went to proceed to tell the students how there used to be a hospital, and she said the name of the hospital was one name, and she just wanted to argue. And then she came over to me and she said, "Yeah, I know that it used to be a different hospital attached with this medical school because I had her at that hospital." And I told her, I said, "Well, you know what? I'm sure that you're thinking of a different hospital that was down on South Street because the hospital where our college was associated with a different, similar to like me saying this shirt is purple and you believe it's red." This woman wanted to argue me up and down. No, it's not. I mean, to the point that she was getting irate and angry, right? And she said, "I know it was the name of this particular hospital because I had her there." Talking about the same lady that's having a chest pain. "I had her there in 1997, right?" Now, this isn't me trying to say that I'm flexing, but I just want you to think about me listening to this woman, hearing what she has to say, and even in my mind, knowing that she was wrong. And so she says, "I know it was because I had her at the hospital, right?" So I said, "Okay." She said in 1997. I said, "Now, can I ask you something? When in 1997 did you have her?" "I had her in September at 1997 at the Graduate Hospital, right?" And so I said, I said, "Well, I want to tell you something. I too had my son at this hospital, and it's no longer there. I had him in November of 97, and it was called the Allegheny Hospital for Women." And she said, oh, maybe you're right." And it's just insane. I know that seems like such a petty point, but I just want you to understand how mindset can have such an impact on how we think, behave, and move. It was a buildup. One, the mindset was that the students were students, so they didn't know what they were talking about. Two, the mindset was that it used to be a hospital associated with it. It was this name. You don't know what you're talking about because you're students. Three, my camera shut off. My memory was full. And I'm not feeling too well today, guys. That's why I'm kind of in this cozy corner with no makeup on. I don't know what I was saying. The bottom line is, if this can be any inspiration to you today, is don't be double-minded, right? Check your mindset. If there are some things that you've been asking and praying God for, check your mindset. And even beyond your mindset in everyday life and everything you do, I am really praying that you and me, we're both able to be swift to hearing, slow to speaking, and slow to anger. Just take a second and digest and hear what people have to say. One of my favorite quotes, it's not a biblical quote, but I actually use it from when I used to write and do poetry and stuff. Anyway, it's Ingrid someone, and it says, "Words are a form of action capable of influencing change." And there are times later on within James that he talks about the tongue and how it's such a little member of the body, but it has so much power. So I just think it's important for us to remember that we should be quick to hear people out, quick to hear what God has to say, quick to hear what his word has to say, before we are so readily able to clap back and say, well, I feel, and my truth, and what I know, right? Let's be quick and swift to hearing and slow to speaking. Sometimes you shouldn't speak at all, baby. Just keep that mouth shut. Keep it shut. But also, our mindset is so important. And I'm really preaching to myself right now because I was struggling this morning. I had a rough night. My knee was messed up again. My stomach is hurting, all kinds of stuff. Working from home today. And that is bound to happen. But we have to, you and me, baby. Yep. Even when we're going through trials, we have to take a second and step back and really focus on what we believe and know God to be true no matter what's going on. Deliver us from evil is what I said in the evil day when too many things are happening. So this is kind of mixed all together because I forgot what I was saying when I noticed that my storage was full. But the bottom line is, baby, listen. Check your mindset. Don't be double-minded. And even when you are not feeling 100% sure, if you're in a situation, if you're going through trials, quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. We're so easily provoked. We're so easily offended nowadays. Somebody says that I'm going to give you a piece of my mind, right? No, don't give you a piece of your mind. Be slow to speak and be slow to anger. Because sometimes people may say something or do something and they don't even mean it to be so. It just boggles my mind that this woman said they don't care. They just scared that they're going to get in trouble. What? They genuinely cared and was kind of like scared for this woman's health and well-being. Not that they were going to get in trouble. They don't know if you're going to have a heart attack. Sorry, guys. That's all I got for today. Keep me in prayer. If you pray to Jesus, if you're praying to anybody else, or you're not praying in his name, no thank you. But God bless you real good. Like, comment, subscribe. Have an amazing week.